Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olaoluwa Fajimi. I'm a portfolio GP and training program director in Coventry. Many thanks to friends that reached out requesting for videos on the various career options available to the GP. I like to classify the career options available to the GP into two really. We've got the clinical options and the non-clinical options. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing various clinical options available to the UK GP. Watch out for my video describing the various non-clinical options available to the GP. Let's get right into it. Number one is being a Locum GP. A Locum GP is a GP that runs various clinical sessions across various settings. It could be just limited to the GP surgery alone, but it could be a mix of various clinical settings, including the urgent treatment center, including extended access, including A&E, including hospital setting in terms of specialty settings in the hospital. The advantages of being a Locum GP is that variety. You get to see various settings, various clinical settings every time you work. The second thing is that flexibility it gives really, because you get to decide what sessions you want to pick up. You effectively decide when and how much you work really. Advantage about being a Locum GP is the fact that it gives you time to be able to pursue other interests in terms of things you've always wanted to do that perhaps you've not had the chance to do. So you have more time on your hand to be able to do that, be it in medicine and outside medicine. Disadvantages of being a Locum GP is the fact that the job is unpredictable. Because you go to various clinical settings, various GP surgeries to pick up sessions to work, you don't know what's going to happen until you get there. You don't particularly belong to a team. You're just in there to run your session and go home. And of course, that security you have when you're unwell, that security you have where you have a fixed vacation is not there for a Locum GP. The other thing is the fact that many Locum GPs have reported some challenges taking up mortgages just because the way they work tend to vary across week and lenders really want that stability. So, but there are ways around that. The other thing is the impact it may have on indemnity. Just as lenders always want that stability, indemnity providers as well usually want that fixed amount of work. But as a Locum GP, there are times you feel like, you want to go all out and work where you do more sessions, and there are times you don't feel the need to. So things are not fixed in terms of the clinical sessions you work and also in terms of the money you make as well. And so that can get in the way of some indemnity. There are ways around those though. The second available option is being a salaried GP. Being a salaried GP is perhaps the most popular career option available to the GP. When you're a salaried GP, you are effectively hired to run agreed session in a clinical setting, which can vary from a GP surgery to urgent care setting to GP in A&E. It does carry the advantages of stability. You know that that's your job. You have a fixed and agreed working schedule, so that stability is there. The other thing is the fact that you're entitled to your annual leave. The other thing is the fact that you're entitled to your annual sick, maternity, paternity pay, and death in service. It tends to be a bit compatible with family responsibility, and you're paid by pay. The disadvantage of being a salary GP is the fact that you have less autonomy in terms of how you change your clinical session, because it's all agreed with your employer. You don't have much say in terms of how the clinic gets run. The third clinical option available to a GP is being a GP partner. When you're a GP partner, you are effectively self-employed. You run the practice as your business. This is a role that carries significant responsibility, not because of the clinical side of things alone, but also because of the leadership, the administrative, and the business side of things. Because of that, it does carry a lot of advantages. Is the fact that GP partners tend to be slightly generally paid compared to locum GPs and salaried GPs. But also you get the chance to be able to basically run the surgery how you want and how you have agreed with your partners. The disadvantage is that it carries a lot of risks. It carries a lot of financial risks as well. The other thing is that don't forget you're entering into a partnership potentially. It's like a marriage. There are very good ones and there are bad ones as well. So that possibility of entering into a partnership only to feel stuck is there as well. So when you look around and you speak to friends, it's not unusual to see someone who has been a partner, for instance, who is no longer a partner. But that doesn't mean being a GP partner is still not a very good career option. It still remains a very good career option and one to certainly look out for. Four is being a portfolio GP. A portfolio GP is a GP that holds multiple roles in a normal working week. If, for instance, in a week you don't get to be just a GP alone, you also tend to do other roles, then you are a portfolio GP. The advantage of being a portfolio GP is, again, that variety it gives you. It gives you that break from your clinical work. It sort of gives you that new perspective that you may not necessarily get from doing your clinical work. The disadvantage of that is because you're doing multiple things, it's easy to burn out, get overwhelmed at times. Now, in terms of being a portfolio GP, there is what is called GP with extended role. This used to be called GP with specialist interest. That is a situation where you're a qualified GP, but you also have specialist role in another field of medicine. As we speak, the college is trying to formulate framework to entertain such extensive role or such extended roles as population health, as health inequality, as sustainable health, child and young persons mental health, diabetes, palliative care, emergency medicine, lifestyle medicine, and research in primary care. Those are being brought into the RCGP under an agreed framework. However, outside of these, there are several other things that several other people do. I do sports medicine, for instance, that constitutes a portfolio GP role. If you've liked my video and you want to encourage me to continue to make videos like this, please do well to subscribe, comment, like my videos, and if you like me to deal with specific areas, I'm going to leave my email in the comment section. Please send your questions to my email. I will see you in my next video.